Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, or if this is your first video, welcome. I'm doing another speed build in The Sims 4, and this is in the world of Willowcreek. I'm not sure the exact name of this lot, but it's one of them that's by all of those base game, like starter home trailer looking things. So that's why I decided to build this one here. And this isn't just like a normal one. I made it very, very rundown on the inside and on the outside. So now I'm just placing these fences. They're debug fences. And I am making this house with custom content, but I'm also using a lot of stuff just from the regular game, as a lot of like the rundown objects can be found in the live edit and debug menu, such as like the roof and like this wall paneling. So like basically the whole exterior of the house aside from the windows is just regular like DLC stuff. Like I'm pretty sure this rooftop is from Island Living, possibly. But yeah, so when I was building this house, I did have a sim in mind. So for my regular gameplay, I'm playing with a family. They have quite a bit of money because I do money cheats because I don't like to see my sims upset and not successful. So they live in a very nice house on the other side of Willowcreek, more like around where the Goth family lives, so like not the starter home area. And I thought the sim that lived here could be a brother of the father of that household, but is just going down the completely different path. And they're one of those relatives that you just hope doesn't show up at like Christmas dinner or something because they're just kind of a mess. That's what I assume this sim is. And I tried to really reflect that throughout this house too. Like, there's just a bunch of CC, like alcohol bottles everywhere, and just like mess. Like, these cabinets are very, very broken. And I also just love the detail that I was able to put into this. Because with rundown Sims houses, I have a lot of fun making them just because of like the detail you can put in, like all of like the water stains and the dirt everywhere. Whereas in fancier houses, it's easier to make them look clean, and you don't need to put all of like these cracks in the walls and stuff. So I had a lot of fun doing that here. And majority of the CC I used was from Speedbuild. She has two CC packs. One is called Scruff and Stuff, I believe, and then the other one is Cheap and Chipped. So that's where majority of this furniture came from, except for that little, it's not a couch, it's like, why can I not think of that? It's just the extra chair that goes in the bedroom. That's from the Nostalgia Living CC set by A Winged Llama. But yeah, majority of this is from Speedbuild. But yeah, so as you can see, I kept the floor plan pretty open just because like it is such a small space. So I'm working on this little living room section over here. And as you can see, one of the doors is custom content, the like back door, and then the front door is just from the regular game because I wanted something kind of retro looking. But yeah, and that hamper you just saw me pull out, it actually supports infants in the game. This sim will not have a child just because they would be a horrible parent. Like, look at the house. It's just not good. It wouldn't be a good environment for a baby. So this sim is a single sim. I imagine he's not much of a bachelor either. He's kind of just here by himself. And also, I'll move on to more of the storyline when I get into the backyard because I made it to go along with the storyline. But yeah, as you can see, this house looks very much abandoned. And the other trailers in this neighborhood that I'm building for like my forever type world, they're not gonna look this rundown at all. Like, they'll just be like normal regular trailers. I just wanted to make this one especially rundown just because of the sim that's living here, like that he kind of came into the neighborhood and brought the property value down a little bit. But yeah, now I'm just pulling out random things that are going to go in the rooms. And I cut out decorating the porch just because it's more of what the kitchen table is looking like, just a pizza box, empty bottles, and just like shoes and everything. So it's just like a replica of what's inside the house already. I'm moving on to the bathroom. The bathroom in this house is actually very big. So I struggled finding a tub in the game because we don't have like any rundown tubs in the game. And I didn't have a CC one. All I had was like a rundown shower. So I ended up going with this tub from Horse Ranch, which is just the wooden one, and I used it in the gray swatch to kind of match everything. Now I just moved objects, some of the stuff from the everyday bathroom clutter kit from the regular game. It has like the empty toothpaste and stuff like that, which I thought would go nicely in here. And now I'm just adding some more wall details. I added some cobwebs in here too. And then more of like the water damage. All of this stuff is either from vampires or it's from the For Rent pack. Just all of like the cracks and everything. But yeah, I really put them like everywhere. Then I just added a little poster in the bathroom and just random things on the wall. Because the sim isn't much of a decorator, but I do like to think that they're trying a little bit with putting the posters and that landscape up. And these curtains are just from base game as well. I thought they looked the most run down. I don't think they're supposed to. I think they're just supposed to look really dated and vintage, but I'm not a fan of them, so I put them in here. And now I moved on to the bedroom. I felt bad giving this sim not even like a normal bed, just like a crusty mattress, but I just thought it really fit the vibe, so it was worth it. And as far as skill building in this little trailer, there's really not much. And I didn't really do that on purpose, but now I feel like it's kind of fitting because I feel like this isn't a very skillful sim. He kind of just is a couch potato. But yeah, so also in here I used some furniture from Horse Ranch just because it did look more dated and old. Just added some plants and then this fan. And I'm assuming that that photo frame was here when he bought the trailer just because it's a nice photo frame that I would use in a regular Sims house. So I'm assuming some of these leftover decorations were already here, and I'll explain how that's possible when I move on to the backyard for more of the storyline, but I'll just start it now since we're almost there. So as this house looks all like destroyed with like the raising floorboards and everything, I imagine that this sim isn't really paying rent or anything. He's not even supposed to be in this house. But the neighbors and everyone just assumed it's abandoned because of how awful it looks. So no one's really like saying anything like, hey, there's someone living here not paying rent or whatever. And to like fix it up, they all just assume it's abandoned. Because this sim doesn't have a car either, so there's no like sign of life here really, unless you would go in the inside. So in the backyard, I ended up adding a tent, which is where people assume someone lives. Like everyone thinks the sim just camps out in the abandoned house backyard in a tent, but the sim really just keeps the tent up as like a ploy that he's not just taking over this house for free, which he is. So that's why I added the tent there, just for like more story purposes. And as far as landscaping, I kind of just landscaped lazily and like not putting everything in a perfect place, just like kind of overgrown. And I did add a fire pit also just to add to this sim story that yeah, I am only living in the backyard, like the house is abandoned, I can't even get in. But obviously that's not the case. I just added some terrain paint details to make the grass look more like dead. But yeah, overall I really enjoyed making this house, and these CC sets were very, very nice. I definitely recommend them. And most CC is free. The only time I've noticed it's not is if it's early access or just behind a regular paywall, but that's pretty rare, so I definitely recommend getting CC too. But yeah, then I just finished up adding some live edit things, and this is the completed house. I will see you in my next video. Bye!